Hey friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. Sorry, excuse me. Wow, you would think I haven't spoken yet today. Okay, so confession time. I missed all of the matches today. I'm going to try to find replays. I did DVR the two that are on TV, so it's the first one I need to find. But let's just talk about what happened. Once Princess Catherine announced that she was going to be attending the Drooping of the Color, I had to watch it, right? So I stayed up and watched. And she looked so gorgeous, and the kids look beautiful. I think Prince George has had a growth spurt because he looks significantly taller than the last time that he was in public, which was, I think, Christmas. But yeah, so she looked beautiful, but apparently there are weird internet trolls who are like saying that that's a clone, it's not really her. Like, come on, okay? Can we stop with this? And then apparently there's also a bunch of people saying that, like, oh, because she looked so good, clearly she doesn't have cancer, the whole cancer thing is fake and it's a hoax and blah 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 blah. And it's like, you know, she's royalty, has access to some of the best medical, like, doctors and stuff of anyone in the world. I'm sure that they are helping take care of her. And she did, in my opinion, look a little thinner, which she was already, like, really thin. And there were moments that you could see, like, I feel like I saw tiredness and bagginess under her eyes, which totally understandable when you're going through cancer and you've got this big event that you know that you're gonna be on display. So yeah, it's just crazy. Like, the king looks good too, and he has cancer too. So are they both faking cancer? I don't think so. And I came across this post from a social media influencer like months and months ago, so I can't direct you to who it was or properly reference it, but she also had come down with cancer, and she had a whole regimen she would do to ensure that, or to give her hair the best chance. And I mean, her hair looked amazing. She looked amazing. She used to do this, like, coconut oil. Hey, baby, stop. This whole regimen that she would do to, like, help her from getting chemo burns in her mouth. It was like, I think it was like a tablespoon of coconut oil and then like an essential oil or something like that, and she would swish it in her mouth for like 12 minutes or something. And she said it was really disgusting, but she would do it after every chemotherapy session to just try to help her, like, get through it. And she did something like she never brushed her hair, and then she used certain products. I don't know, but I'm sure if this social media influencer had access to that kind of information and her chemo, I think she went through it for about like 6 months or so, and then she was cancer free, and her hair looked amazing. She looked good. And so I think it was like a holistic living type of situation. It was not that fake Australian chick, okay? I'm not referencing her. It was someone else. And like, she posted a lot about the Bible too. So I don't know. I don't remember her name is. But anyways, so, like, I just think it's so ridiculous, the conspiracy theories, and, like, the royal family can't do anything right. The people demand that she show her face, and then she shows her face and shows up to this event, and, oh, if she really had cancer, she wouldn't look like that. She wouldn't be able to do this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nothing is ever good enough for you people. What? Anyway, I recommend looking at the Kensington Royal Instagram. They put out a couple videos, really well done, with some great images and things like that from the day. So yeah, it was really good. But anyway, so when my alarm clock rang 45 minutes later for the first match, I just turned it off. I probably should have just stayed up and not trying to go to sleep, but I had taken my sleep aid like hours before, and of course with my insomnia I laid there for so long trying to fall asleep. Anyways, so yeah, when my alarm clock rang, I was like, no, can't do it. And let me just say, all of my predictions were wildly inaccurate. I'm still gonna go through and watch the games, and I will come back with my notes and my vlogs. But I did look at the results, and I've said this before, but I am not bothered with knowing the result and then watching a match. It's fine for me. I am gonna try to watch the matches actually as they air going forward. But yeah, when life happens, I don't mind watching after the fact. I like to see how things happened. The problem I am encountering is still that first match, Switzerland versus Hungary, which, spoiler alert, ended Switzerland 3 and Turkey 1, which is, I predicted a 1-1 draw, so that's not how I predicted that to go down. Things are looking not so great for Scotland at the moment, but there's still hope. There's still hope. So, and then Albania scored the fastest goal in Euro history. They scored like 27 seconds or something like that. And then Italy scored 2 goals. So all the goals in that match happened in the first 16 minutes. The first 16 minutes, 3 goals, no goals the rest of the game. I still need to see how that happened, but just as a spoiler alert. And then I think Spain versus Croatia was 3-0. Spain like trashed Croatia, which is not what I wanted. Ever since Spain beat Germany in 2010 in the semifinals, I have low-key hated them. I cannot stand Spain. It's a national soccer team. Again, I'm not talking about the people from the country of Spain, just the soccer team. Cannot stand them. So yeah, we are off to a rocky start, but it's okay. It's okay. Things are gonna be okay. What is nice and fortunate for us is the 2 groups of death. I think B and D, I think, are on the other side of the bracket from Germany. So we should not have to encounter the teams of death in like the road to the semifinals and then the final. Well, the semifinals is when we will probably encounter our first real problem. So if we can make it past that, it should be okay, but it might not be okay. We're gonna see how it goes. It's gonna be a rocky ride, folks. We can do it. Anyways, so I am going to stop recording now, try to find those matches, hopefully be able to find the Switzerland-Turkey match, because that is Germany's opponents and I need to see how they did. Like, of all the matches, I need that one, and it's not looking like it's on the app, so we might have to do a little bit of digging. I mean, the highlights are on there, so I guess worst case I'll just have to do that, but I'm really hoping to find the actual match. So yeah, back in the day, I used to know how to find matches after the fact on the not maybe legitimate sources. But it has been a while since I have had to resort to those methods to watch a match. Like, I mean, back in the day, German matches were not on American TV, so had to try to find ways. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to hope that maybe they'll still put the match on. It was streamed by Vox, and I don't have Vox. So, and adding it, like, because I was like, well, maybe I can add it. It's like $50 for 1 month. So that's kind of cost prohibitive. So we're going to see how we can try to make this work. I'll be working on my cross stitch unless I have to watch it on my iPad, because I really need to do some stitches for my 2 group challenges. Those events end on Sunday, so after that I might do some knitting. The SALs. CALs. No, SALs are stitching. CALs are knitting. But yeah, so I'm going to stop talking now, and I am going to start to watch matches. Probably starting with the ones that I actually have access to. So I will come back with updates. Instead of doing a halftime update, I'll just do the full match since I'm not live watching. So I will chat with you all later. Bye. Hey friends. Okay, so I finished watching Spain versus Croatia. I went into it knowing that the score ends up being 3-0 for Spain. So I was really just expecting a more show of dominance, which is why I don't mind watching games even after knowing the score, because a game will tell you a lot about the teams that are playing it. And so I really went into it expecting to see a very weak Croatia and a very dominant Spain. And I was like, you know what? Maybe my doubt of Spain all this time has been wrong. This game did not give that. Okay. And I may be in the minority in thinking this because I've already gotten into an argument with a person on a Facebook post. So whatever. Not my Facebook post. I was posting on another one. On a, I think it was put out by Fox Sports. Anyways. So, I'm thinking now, should I show you guys the craft first? I'll show you my progress at the end, so then I'll watch the second game, and I'll start with my progress then, so that I will then show. Anyways, so, I was expecting a show of dominance from Spain, and Croatia lackluster, given the score line of 3-0. If you look at the stats in the end, it will show you Croatia had more possession of the ball, they had more shots, and they had an equal number of shots on goal. So that tells you a couple of things. One, Spain wasn't as dominant as the result shows, despite what the Spain fanboys will tell you. Okay, just ignore them. They are, like, I'm a Germany fangirl, so I try to see the positive in Germany's performances when they're not always there. This is the Spain fanboys who will be saying, oh yeah, they crashed them. Okay, so here's the post. Let me just tell you what the post was asking. So the post asked, who was the more dominant side? Like, which game showed a more show of dominance? And the word dominance here is important. Germany versus Scotland, with Germany winning 5-1, or Spain versus Croatia, with Spain winning 3-0. So the fanboys are all like, Spain, they played a harder opponent, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, I get that. I get that Spain did actually play a more difficult opponent than Germany. However, you cannot watch the Germany game and tell me they did not dominate the entire game. And sure, the second half was all down to 10 men. But in the first half, Scotland actually tried to score, and this was actually part of their downfall, is that they came out. They did not park the bus. They came out and tried. Albeit not very well. But the second half, they parked the bus. But altogether, Germany just dominated the game. They just did. Spain had scored all 3 goals in a 20-minute window in the first half. They did not score any goals in the second half. Croatia had, I think it was like 12 shots, 5 on goal, and Spain had 10 with 5 on goal. It might be slightly different numbers of shots, but Croatia was 2 more. So it might have been like 14, 12, but you get the idea. Croatia spent most of the second half in the Spain side. Spain started out the match better for the first 15 to 20 minutes. Then Croatia had started to dominate when Spain's first goal came out of nowhere. And I'll go over those specifics in a minute. But almost immediately, Croatia had a ball, like a situation where you're like, how did that ball not go into the net? I don't know. Like, literally, how did it not go in? Then Spain scored again, and almost immediately, same thing. How did that ball not go in? They had a penalty that was saved, and then it rebounded, and then went back to the penalty kicker who scored a goal. So, like, it rebounded to another player who then shot it back into the area, and then the penalty taker shot the goal. And so it looked like they had pulled back a goal. But then VAR ruled it off for encroachment or something really stupid, honestly, in my opinion. Apparently the player had stepped into the box before the shot was taken, and it's just like, it's so marginal, and I don't think that player was the one who got to the ball first. Anyways, I could be wrong about that. I don't know, honestly, but my point being that Croatia, I feel like, played a good game. They just had a lot of bad luck, and also they lacked the finishing. Like, they lacked the ability to get the ball into. But they did not play a bad game. Spain did not play as well as I thought that they would. And so all the people who are like, oh yeah, the Spain team's so good, so good. I mean, yeah, they're good. I'm not saying they're not good, okay? But they're just not, I'm still not convinced by them, okay? I'm still not convinced. Reviewing thoughts. They're Spain's goalkeeper, which it's my understanding he was not even the #1 goalkeeping pick, and having him play was a bit of a controversial decision. He had a fantastic game. Like, he made a lot of saves, as you can tell by this fact that Croatia had 5 on goal and none of them went in. He had a good game, so I will not take that away from him. And in the past, my glasses are just a little bit crooked, and that's from when I was in the hospital, and apparently I fell asleep on them and then I made them crooked. Very irritating. Anyways, normally I'm critical of goalkeepers because Neuer's my favorite goalkeeper, and he was one of my first favorite players, like, back in 2010. And so I'm normally always critical of other goalkeepers because I just am. Because it's me defending my own favorite player. I mean, these days, Toni Kroos has moved into the favorite player position. Probably around 2013 is when that happened. So Neuer's like a second favorite. So yeah, anyways. But yeah, that Spanish goalkeeper, really, really good game for him. So I think his last name's like Simon. Yeah, I think so. Simon, but I think because it's a Spanish name, it's like Simon. I don't know. I could be wrong, and I think I put a French accent on that. Anyways, so one last tidbit from the commentators before I get into the timeline of the match is that there was a player that started for Spain. His name is Lamine Yamal, Lamine Yamal, Lamine Yamal. Okay, anyways, he is the youngest player to ever start a game in European tournament history. He is only 16 years old and about 330-ish days. So it is getting close to his 17th birthday, but like, he's 16. And I think, if I understood the commentators correctly, like during the match, commentators, I think he plays for Barcelona and has been like a starter and one of their main guys the whole season, which means like he would have been barely 16 when the season started. I don't watch Spanish league football, so I don't really follow what's going on with Barcelona or Real Madrid. Real Madrid a little bit more, but I definitely don't follow Barcelona. So, wow, that is impressive. And that kid, the Wonder Kid always comes around and, and then there's flops. Like, in Germany, we had Mario Götze that everyone put so much pressure on. And, while he was good, he just wasn't as good as everyone, thought he was going to be. He did not live up to expectations. So that kind of thing always happens, but I hope for his sake that that's not a case, because to give up so much of your youth and childhood at such a young age and then to flop out would be really kind of actually tragic. So let's talk about the game itself. In the 28th minute, Morata, I don't know his first name because I know this player. Like, he's been playing a long time for Spain, and so I am familiar with the name, but I've never actually heard people refer to him as anything but Morata. So, I will put that in the thing. Anyways, Morata scored for Spain, and I did note that up until that point, it had been about 50-50 possession, and Croatia had been looking good, but Spain had started the match looking better for about 15 to 20 minutes. So, yeah. 28th minute, he scored that goal. In the 31st minute, so I think the commentator said it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds separating the two goals, Fabian Ruiz scored for Spain, which one of the things that's interesting about this is the fact that Fabian Ruiz had given the assist to Morata's goal, so he assisted the first goal and then scored the second goal, which is really quite good. He might have gotten the man of the match. I didn't look to see who had gotten that one. But yeah, really, that's really good for him. I also noted that after each goal, Croatia had some very good shots, and that the Spanish GK goalkeeper is having a good match. He is someone to keep an eye on for sure. In the 47th minute, so the final seconds of added time in the first half, Dani Carvajal scored. So, Dani Carvajal is also another player that's been around. I don't know if he was on the 2010 World Cup winning team. I can't remember, but I feel like maybe he was. I don't know, though. So then we go on to the second half, in which Croatia really honestly had the ball more. So in the 77th minute, Croatia won a penalty. I didn't catch the player who took the penalty, like Pavlovic or something like that, but like I really struggle with those Croatian names. Paklovic? I don't know. If I remember, I will look it up and put it in editing. He scored on the rebound, but the VAR ruled it out because a Croatian player had encroached. I mentioned that already. So those are, and then nothing really too eventful happened for the rest of the game. I think Morata may have gotten injured early on into the second half. He like took off his captain's if it's Morata that's captain, I believe it is, took off his captain's armband and gave it to another player, and like said he needed a I think he just left the pitch like before they even subbed someone else on. So I hope for his sake that he's okay, but like if Germany have to meet Spain, I hope he's not as okay. Like, still healthy enough to play, but not at his best. So, yeah, that's what it is. So I'm gonna stop. Oh, yeah, let me show you. I almost finished the purple around it. This is just over 100 stitches. I would have done well over 100. I would have finished that box, but I hadn't eaten yet and I was super hungry, and so I spent most of the game eating a Wendy's most of the second half eating a Wendy's taco salad that my husband got for me last night. I really love Wendy's taco salads, especially now that they have like a hot sauce, and I put like 5 packets of that hot sauce into my taco salad and it wasn't too hot, but it was delightful. I'm not a big fan of Wendy's. I'm not a big fan of Wendy's, but I love their spicy chicken nuggets with ranch sauce and the taco salad. Just so good. But in case you wanted another Kate rant, which you probably didn't, I do not understand the concept of square patties on a round bun. Just square patties on a round bun. Make it round. Make it round. Make it to fit the same size as the bun. Okay? Sorry, I cannot take your burgers seriously if it's a square patty on a round bun. Just no. That's a no for me. I won't even try it because I'm not a huge meat, like I don't love the taste of ground beef. So I do like hamburgers, but I like them to be thin and the toppings to be abundant, and I do not want to risk a bite that is more hamburger patty and not enough filler to overcome the taste of the hamburger. I mean, I still like a hamburger. I'm a big In-N-Out fan. I love In-N-Out. And Five Guys, yes, Five Guys, I'm all there for it. That's a Red Robin bag in the background. We don't eat there a lot because their patties can be a little thicker than I prefer, but they still have good burgers. So, yeah. Anyways, random Kate rant. Okay. This is gonna be a long video. Ending now. Bye. Okay, I finished watching the Italy versus Albania match. So I'll do a recap of that in a moment. I thought I would show where I was at on my project. So I completely finished this square and I got the gold outline done on this one. My app says that I have done 264 stitches today, so I am pretty happy with that, to be honest. So let's see, where do I want to start off? I still can't, the Turkey versus Switzerland match is still not on the Fox Sports app, which is really, really actually irritating because all 3 other matches are on it, and I've checked, and all tomorrow's 3 matches are on it. So to have this one game not be on is really, it's BS in my opinion. So it's so irritating. Like, I haven't checked my DVR yet. I DVR'd the whole Euros. I don't think we have the channel that had it. There was a German friendly match before the tournament started that played on Vox, but then the replay was available on the Fox Sports app. So I've been hoping that maybe that would happen, that even though they didn't have it in live, that they would have it in a replay, but so far that hasn't happened. I also need to delete the 2 matches I watched today off the DVR so that I don't risk, like, you know, overfilling the DVR. That's happened before when I like DVR'd every Hallmark Christmas movie and then watched none of them. Rosie, don't do that. Okay, there she is. There she is. Okay. So that still needs to happen. So I need to track it down, or I may end up just having to report on the highlights, which would be so irritating. So let's see about this match. The first thing I want to say is that Albania had 50,000 supporters in the stadium, and it's estimated that Italy had about 10,000. So Albania played to basically a home crowd, which is crazy. Like, and you could hear that difference, like the sound difference. That was so crazy. So that's the kind of like, oh, excuse me, like match note that doesn't have to do with goals or anything. Anyways, in the 23rd second, 23 seconds into the game, Nadim Bejrami, I'm gonna butcher a lot of names this summer. Anyways, he scored the fastest goal in European Championship history and started the game off 0-1 to Albania. 10 minutes later, Alessandro Bastoni scored it was a beautiful header for Italy. And then just 5 minutes later, in the seconds before the 16th minute starts, Nicolo Barella scored a beautiful goal from distance outside of the box. Like, I think I've seen Toni Kroos score this goal, like a goal like that before, and it's gorgeous. So it was a very nice goal, making it 2-1 for Italy. And that will end the goal scoring in this game. So goal scoring in this game ended in the first 16 minutes. I wrote down here that the commentator seems to really be a fan of Toni Kroos, because he mentioned him twice in the first 25 minutes, and Tony's not playing in this game, so that's kind of kudos to Tony. In the 33rd minute, there was a great chance for Italy that rebounded off the post, which kind of goes to show you how close it was to going in, because it wasn't saved by a goalkeeper or a player. It literally just bounced off the post. So there was that. Okay, here is gonna come my first of two rants. It wouldn't be soccer commentary without rants from Kate. Okay, in the 89th minute, Albania almost scored. They came real close to almost scoring. The referee, who had an amazing performance up until this moment, gave a goal kick, but it should have been a corner for Albania. The replays all show that the goalkeeper clearly got a touch on it. The goalkeeper even pumped his fist in that way that they do to show, yeah, I saved it, I'm a manly man. Anyways, so here's where the rant comes. Not with a referee who has made a mistake, because those things are baked into the cake. That's how it is. It's sports. Not everything is perfect. But this is where I maintain my issue with the VAR. VAR can look at a goal and say if it's offsides or not. It can look at things and determine things. But you can't look at a decision like that and say, hey, you called the wrong decision, because that is a clear, that late in the game, the 89th minute of a 90-minute match with 4 minutes of overtime given, you cannot look at that and be you have a corner kick, what could have been a corner kick, which could lead to a clear goal scoring opportunity that Albania could have leveled the game at that point. And I just think that it's kind of nonsense that the VAR can overrule some things, but it can't overrule others. you either need to full on embrace technology or back off of it. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just kind of ridiculous. I'm not saying Albania would have scored off of that corner kick, because most corner kicks go unscored upon, but I mean, when you have possession of the ball, there is clearly an opportunity, as opposed to the opposition who's already a goal up and is trying to waste time, because that's also an element of soccer, is trying to waste time when you're in the lead. So I just think, like, it really, I've been complaining, if you've been watching my sports analysis over the past years, and I'm, like, by no means an expert, by no means, you know, I take my simplistic Kate views. But that is why I am still protesting VAR, in that I just don't find it's consistent in terms of fixing some mistakes but not others. Like, it just irritates me. So that's not taking anything away from Italy's victory. They deserved the win, although I remain unconvinced by Italy. They scored 2 times in the space of like 5 to 6 minutes, and a 2-1 lead is a very dangerous lead to keep for an entire match for 75 minutes, because there's just, plus the added time, so probably closer to 80 minutes or 95. No, the neighbor's outside and they hear her talking and they always bark at her. It's really irritating. But I'm just not convinced by them. They should have scored more. Like, and so what the one person I was watching that was talking about, there's not a lot of good goal scorers for Italy, this kind of indicates that, like, this Albania is widely accepted as the weakest team in this group situation, although I'm kind of wondering if they can't take points off of another team in the group. So I clearly underestimated them. But to only get a 2-1 victory over Albania in the group of death, who is widely regarded as the easiest team in the group, and you've still got to face Spain and Croatia, it's just precarious. And so, I mean, who knows? I had forgotten that Italy won the last Euros, so this is the defending champion, so you can't take that away from them, but I'm just not altogether convinced. I don't know. They clearly had more possession. They had more shots on goal. They had all those things. I think Albania only had like 1 shot on goal, or, I mean, just not many. But they played a decent game. So at any moment they could have changed. It could have changed results. Anyways, my last mini rant is, in the 90th minute, a pitch invader happened. They never show the person, so I don't know if Albania fan, Italian fan, what the situation was. Did they have a political message? The TV never show that, and I don't think that they should. You should not be giving these people any more attention. But I will say that, why do these people do this? Like, why? You force the game to have to be stopped. It's not safe for the players. Do you want stadiums to have to erect whole things to keep you guys out and block the view a little bit more? Like, why do you guys do this? I'm speaking to the pitch invaders. It's just, it's so irritating, and they're so selfish, right? It's got to be one of the most selfish things, that you think that you need to do this. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. with your selfishness. I hope they get put in jail and have to serve some time. Like, even like a week. I don't care. Just, there has to be bigger consequences for this kind of thing. Otherwise, people are still going to do it. So, yeah, that is the end of that. So the current standings for the group is, Spain is at the top. Italy's second, then it's Albania, and then it is Croatia because of the goal difference in the two games. So this does put Croatia in a much more precarious position than I had originally anticipated. And I bet losing only one to Italy, who were group favorites, probably is giving Albania players a sense of like, hey, we can do this. We can get something out of this. And I'm wondering if they can. I'm starting to think like maybe I should rethink some of my match results predictions for the second round. I don't want to change any for the first match day, which is a match day spans several days. So it's just every team's first match. I don't want to change any of those because I put what I thought. But I might go back and change match day 2 if it isn't too late to change it. I don't know. I have to look at the app again. But yeah, so I am going to try to go find Switzerland versus Turkey. Try to find a source for that and watch it. If not, I'll come back in a bit with the highlights. And let's see how much more stitching I can do. I do want to cast on one of the 2 shawls so I can work on that while editing the video. Because I can't stitch while editing the video because the app is on my iPhone. No, my iPad. So it limits what I can edit with. So, anyways, yeah. I'll talk to y'all in a bit. Bye. Hey friends, it is 2 a.m. and I'm going to close out today's vlog. Yes, I do not have the wrap up for Hungary versus Switzerland. I did manage to find a stream of that, and I began to watch about 15 to 20 minutes of the match. And then my husband came home and I went downstairs. He'd gone to some estate sales today, and so he was showing me what he got. He got me like 2 pairs of earrings, which was really sweet. Well, at this one estate sale, he got tools, clamps, 2 grocery bags full of fabric, and 2 pairs of earrings and a couple of candles, all for $14. Like, it's crazy. He's currently obsessed with, sorry, the fan keeps blowing some hair into my mouth. He's currently obsessed with estate sales. Anyway, so he showed me all that he got, and then we ordered Wingstop for dinner, and I was gonna come up and finish the game, finish out the vlog, but he really just wanted to like talk, like he was feeling chatty. And when I had said I was gonna come finish the game, he like still just wanted to talk. And so I figure since I have kind of made soccer my priority for the summer and then the Olympics, that, you know, I would stay and talk with him for a little bit. He was asking me if I wanted to go visit my sister in Washington, and he was thinking about doing that as a birthday present for me. But I'm going to be seeing her at Christmas and just have a lot going on, kind of LA all about sports. But so I was like, maybe that's a better idea for another year, because I do want to go up there and see her. This is not a flattering angle. Anyways, my computer's currently turned on with the game, and so I didn't want to have to like turn it off to put my iPad there. Anyways, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, so I was telling him maybe save that for another year. We have a lot of dogs we need to rehome this summer, and I'm afraid we're not going to have as many rehomed as we should by the time that happens. A trip up there. And so, yeah, that is just what it is. Anyways, so my plan is tomorrow. So my husband, because it's Father's Day, his son, oh my goodness, sorry you guys. His son texted him sometime tonight and asked him like if he had any plans, and Howard, my husband, said that he was going to go to some estate sales, then hang out around the house, and maybe go out to dinner. But I took out a couple of steaks, which is like his favorite meal to make. So Draco, what is that? Oh, okay. It's not as big of a deal as I thought. This boy is the epitome of naughty. If there's something naughty, he will be finding it and doing it. Drakey. Drakey. Come here. Come here, Drakey. Come on. Come up here. Oh. This is Draco. He needs a grooming. Yes, you do. And he is a wild boy. But doesn't he look so much like Lily? Yes. We haven't had so many curly dogs. But, I mean, you guys know we had a bunch of health issues happening. Not just me, but my husband's had a lot as well this last, like, 12 months or so. And so we just didn't get them rehomed in a timely manner. But, like, we can't have 13 dogs. So that needs to happen this summer. And I am going to miss them. We're not rehoming all of them, of course, but the vast majority of them are going to go bye-byes, including this boy. Anyways, so plans for tomorrow. So I think he is going to go estate sailing with his son, and then they're going to go like have lunch together or something like that. And so I will just be doing my sports thing. And, so my plan is to wake up on time. So in about 3.5 hours, and then I will, in between games, edit today's video and try to get that uploaded. Because there's about an hour between each game. And then I will, after I watch the live games, I will watch this Hungary versus, and I've been calling it Turkey versus Switzerland this whole time. It's Hungary, not Turkey. Like, I think I may have overestimated Hungary because I thought they were Turkey. And I know more about the Turkish team than the Hungarian team? Hungarian, surely. I don't know, you guys can tell me. But anyways, so I probably should not have been as surprised by the results as I currently am. Or was. Anyways, so that is my plan. Tomorrow's vlog is probably even going to be longer than this one, so just heads up, put me on 2 times speed at least, you guys, like seriously. Sorry, there's a mat, I just need to cut it. Yes, we got it, Drakey. Even though his name is Draco, he does get called Drakey the most. It's what he responds to, isn't that right, my bubba? Mom, I just want to go be wild. Okay, anyways, so why I came to finish up here is I have a couple things to one thing to share, and then tell you my predictions for tomorrow's match. I cast on for the shawl, like I mentioned I would want to do so I could work on it during the vlog. I literally cast on and knit 1 row, so I started with the darkest of the grays. And this is a pair of needles that it's really cool. They're called Smart Sticks. The one thing I don't like about them is I don't think they're sharp enough. So I wish they were sharper, like my ChiaoGoo's. I don't love that they're so twisty, but it's not irritating me as much as usual. But anyways, on it, so on the hook itself, each of these color changes is 1 inch, so you can use it to measure. And then on the cord itself, each of those dots on there is 1 inch. So you can use this to measure. So yeah, they're really cool. But even just knitting that one row, I was like, be sharper. Why aren't you sharper? But yeah, so I did that while talking with my husband downstairs. Just got that casted on. Will you stay? Probably not. Okay, so then let's go over the predictions for tomorrow's match. And tomorrow we have 3 games that I really want to see, which is why I want to wake up for that 6 a.m. match. So I need to wake up at like 3:30, oh my gosh, 5:30, so that I can like make a cup of tea, get settled in, and convince myself it's gonna be okay. So the first match is Poland versus the Netherlands. I predicted, oh, sorry you guys, I predicted Poland 1, Netherlands 2. So a Netherlands victory. I predicted that Netherlands would score first and that Depay would be the goal scorer. I have no clue. I just know I've heard his name in past tournaments. So yeah. Then it's Slovenia versus Denmark, which I'm super excited about because like Denmark has a place in my heart. The team. I've never been to the country. Would love to visit Scandinavia. I want to see the Northern Lights so bad. Oh my gosh. I've heard about like an Arctic cruise. Would love to do an Arctic cruise. See the Northern Lights, like, and the fjords and all that. I think it would be so cool. But anyway, so I predicted Denmark to win by 2. And because I'm a sentimental weirdo, I predicted that Eriksen would be the first goal scorer. This Euro app it has you predict who will score first and who sorry you guys. Like what team will score first and who will be the goal scorer. So I predicted Denmark, and then I predicted Christian Eriksen because sentimental. Then the final game of the day is Serbia versus England. And in my head, England are obviously going to concede a goal. However, I do think that they will win significantly, so I predicted a 3-1 win for England with Harry Kane scoring the first goal. So those are my predictions for tomorrow. I am going to not let myself oversleep my alarm again today, like I did today, but I'm not going to stay up as late editing like I did last time. Anyways, neighbors' dogs are outside, so my dogs are going to be barking. So I'm going to stop now. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Because I don't know if I'll be awake enough to do a start, this is where I am at on this piece. So I am hoping to do this one right here, and then I think there's just one right there. So to do 2 squares tomorrow, and then I know that the one over here that will go to this part of the fabric is one longer one that spans the 2 sections. So there's this one, this one, this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motif orders to stitch left. And last I checked, it's somewhere around 2,300 stitches, 2,200 stitches. So I'm hoping to push through and do as much as I can. And yeah, like finish it up as quickly as possible, because oh my gosh, you guys, I signed up for another sale I had forgotten about. First of all, I had forgotten to tell you guys I signed up for the Little House Needleworks quilt, log cabin quilt sale, which I've only started the first block, and there's like at least 2 more, if not 3 parts out. But I forgot I signed up for reading and stitching sale, and they had announced that they're doing an Emma sale, and I got this like package notification that I had a package that had shipped. And I'm like, what did I even order? Because I don't remember ordering anything recently, which it wasn't recently, it was like a month ago. And I had bought the material pack for the Emma sale, and Emma is my favorite Jane Austen. I grew up thinking Pride and Prejudice was my favorite, and that's because I'd never really liked the Gwyneth Paltrow Emma edition that much, but I love the Colin Firth, Jennifer Hale Pride and Prejudice. But then the Emma miniseries came out, and I love that version so much. And then the most recent new one, I also really like that one. The movie, it's the most recent movie, not a miniseries. And so I've been obsessed with Emma, and one time when my mom visited, one day we binge watched all 3 versions of Emma, and my husband would come downstairs and he'd be like, didn't you guys just watch that? And it would be like a different version. And it was fantastic. But I have read the book Emma. I've read Pride and Prejudice too, but I really liked the book as well. And in this reading and stitching club, it's broken down, I think, in 3 months, and you read a certain amount for each time, and then there's like a discussion. So it is like literally reading and stitching. So I'm really, really excited. And so I'll want to stitch that as well. So I guess what I'm doing is catching up on sales, because I want to catch up on Ever After, then Arctic, and then if Emma hasn't started yet, I will work on the Little House one, because they're small. It should be easy to do. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to sign off, and I will chat with you all later. Bye. Okay, friends, it is June 17th, and I finally managed to finish the Switzerland versus Hungary match. I would have just put this onto the video from the 17th, but I haven't yet edited this one, so I figured I'd go ahead and tag this, add this into that one. Anyways, so Switzerland versus Turkey. This is the group that Germany's in. And this game showed that it might not be quite as much of a cakewalk for Germany as I had hoped or wanted it to be. So anyways, in the 12th minute, Kwadwo Dua, I'm butchering more names, scored for Switzerland, but the referee ruled it as offsides. VAR did come back and show that it was onside and the goal was awarded. So, like, I guess VAR isn't always bad, but, you know, I still have my ongoing issues with it, and I think I rant about it at some point in this week. In the 45th minute, Michel Aebischer, which actually, side note, we had family friends with the last name Aebischer, and I don't know if they had any Swiss heritage, but now I'm kind of curious. Anyways, he scored in the last 15 seconds of normal time in the first half. It was an amazing goal from distance that had to swing around multiple other players. This is Rosie. Mommy Shadow. Yes. who had to swing around a ton of other players as Hungary just had their box loaded. But it was a really good goal. In the 60, okay, so then halftime, and Switzerland clearly dominated the first half of this game, but in the second half, Hungary came out and they were playing the more dominant team, which spoiler alert, happens a lot in this competition so far. But anyways, in the 65th minute, Barnabas Varga, which, come on, Barnabas, what an awesome name, scored for Hungary. And like I said, Switzerland had kind of just shut down at that point. Like, they had a 2-0 lead. They just kind of switched off. And this happens sometimes when it's a 2-0 lead. And then suddenly you're hanging on by a precarious 1-goal margin. So Switzerland did open up or wake up a bit more. They immediately made a couple substitutions. But yeah, in the 93rd minute, Briel Embolo scored for Switzerland, which is an amazing thing in and of itself. This is one of the best players for the Swiss team. However, last year during the warm-ups for the season, he tore his ACL ligament. I'm sure the L stands for ligament, so that was probably an unnecessary addition there. Anyways, he tore his ACL and has been battling that for the whole season. And he hardly got any playing time in the season, and so he came on as a substitute for Switzerland. And in the lead up to scoring the goal, his brace came off as he was running, like as he was dribbling the ball to go score. So crazy. And then it seemed almost like they were VAR reviewing it to see if that was something that could disallow the goal. Like, that would be crazy if that could be disallowed for that. But anyways, it was a really good game. I am glad I finally watched it. Glad I could find a stream to watch it on. And glad I now have this video so I can finish editing this day's vlog and work on the other 3 that I need to do. So, well, I think this is the 3rd, so the other 2, or is it 3? I don't know. But anyway, I'm glad you're here watching all of this madness ensue, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye.